Nature is filled with remarkable moments, but few are as captivating as witnessing animals solve problems in unexpected ways. Whether it's a crow fashioning a tool out of a twig or an octopus escaping from a sealed container, these behaviors challenge everything we thought we knew about animal intelligence. Unlike the simple instinct-driven actions many assume, these creatures exhibit planning, improvisation, and even experimentation, traits once believed to be exclusive to humans. In recent years, biologists and behaviorists have documented a stunning variety of animal problem-solving methods across species. From the forests of New Caledonia to the deep oceans and even urban settings, animals have demonstrated cognitive flexibility, memory use, and cooperation to overcome challenges in their environment. These observations are not only fascinating, they reshape our understanding of intelligence itself. In this video, we'll explore 10 mind-blowing examples of how animals solve problems in ways that defy expectation. Each case reveals not only the adaptability of nature but also raises important questions. What is intelligence? How do animals learn? And what does it mean when a bird, fish, or insect appears to think? Crows and tool-used New Caledonian crows are among the most intelligent birds in the world, and their ability to use tools is legendary. These crows have been observed crafting hooks from twigs and using them to retrieve insects from hard-to-reach places. Unlike random trial and error, this behavior involves selecting suitable materials, shaping them with precision, and remembering which tools are most effective. Studies even show that young crows learn these skills from older individuals, suggesting cultural transmission. In one famous experiment, a crow named Betty bent a straight piece of wire into a hook to pull a bucket of food from a vertical tube. She had never seen a wire before and had no training to do so. This act stunned scientists because it indicated planning and insight. Betty didn't randomly bend the wire, she bent it deliberately after seeing that she needed a hooked shape. Researchers have since used puzzle boxes, weighted levers, and complex mazes to test the problem-solving abilities of crows. The birds consistently perform with impressive foresight, sometimes outperforming primates. In fact, some crows have demonstrated sequential tool use, where one tool is used to retrieve another tool that is then used to get food, an advanced cognitive feat. What makes this especially fascinating is how these skills reflect an evolutionary path where intelligence arises independently. Crows don't share a recent ancestor with humans or apes, yet they've developed a form of intelligence that rivals our own in problem-solving tasks. This phenomenon is known as convergent evolution and points to the deep-rooted adaptability of the animal mind. Octopuses and escape strategies. Octopuses are masters of escape and disguise, but their problem-solving skills go far beyond camouflage. These invertebrates, with decentralized nervous systems and no bones, have shown remarkable intelligence in laboratory and natural settings. They can unscrew jars, navigate mazes, and even remember the layout of their tanks. One famous octopus, named Inky, made headlines for escaping from a New Zealand aquarium by sliding through a small opening and crawling down a drainpipe to the sea. Inky's escape wasn't just lucky, it was calculated. He had to assess the tank's boundaries, locate the opening, and understand that the drainpipe led to freedom. This level of situational awareness is rare among animals, especially those without a centralized brain structure like mammals. Octopuses use their arms independently, meaning parts of their body can think and act semi-autonomously. Researchers have also observed octopuses collecting coconut shells and assembling them into shelters, a behavior that implies tool use. They will carry the shells across the seafloor, stacking and positioning them with a clear purpose. This kind of foresight and planning is rarely seen in the marine world and challenges the idea that intelligence is linked to social structures. Because octopuses are solitary, their intelligence likely evolved to help them manipulate their complex environment rather than to navigate social hierarchies. Their brain-to-body ratio is high, and 2/3 of their neurons are located in their arms. This unique anatomy allows for localized decision-making and flexible problem-solving, which may explain their astonishing behavioral repertoire. Elephants in cooperation. Elephants are not only empathetic and social but also deeply intelligent creatures capable of complex cooperation. In the wild and in controlled studies, elephants have displayed the ability to solve problems that require teamwork. In one experiment, 2 elephants had to pull ropes simultaneously to get a food reward. If only one pulled, the platform wouldn't move, but when both pulled in unison, they succeeded. Not only did they figure this out, but they also waited for their partner to arrive before attempting the task. This sense of timing and cooperation is remarkable. It suggests that elephants understand causality and the role of another individual in achieving a shared goal. Such cognitive skills are rare in the animal kingdom and are usually associated with primates or humans. But elephants, with their large brains and long memory, continuously surprise researchers with their ability to navigate complex social and environmental challenges. In the wild, elephants also show spontaneous problem-solving. They've been known to plug water holes with bark to keep the water from evaporating and to break fences to access food or water. Sometimes, they even work in groups to achieve these goals, coordinating movements and taking turns in a manner that suggests planning and strategy. What's especially striking is their emotional intelligence. Elephants will assist injured members, comfort distressed companions, and even mourn their dead. This deep emotional awareness may play a role in their collaborative problem-solving, as empathy and understanding could foster more effective cooperation among individuals. Dolphins using marine sponges as tools. Dolphins have long been recognized for their intelligence, but one behavior in particular shocked scientists: the use of marine sponges as tools. In Shark Bay, Australia, researchers observed bottlenose dolphins breaking off cone-shaped sponges and placing them over their beaks as they foraged along the seafloor. This technique protects their sensitive snouts from sharp rocks, urchins, or venomous fish hidden in the sand while searching for food. What's even more remarkable is that this sponging behavior is not universal, it's learned. Only some dolphins in the population use this technique, and it's almost always passed down from mothers to their offspring, particularly daughters. This suggests a form of culture, where behaviors are transmitted socially and refined over generations. Dolphins that use sponges even exhibit different foraging routes and dive patterns than those that don't. This kind of tool use requires foresight and adaptability. Dolphins must identify a useful object, transport it, and deploy it for a specific task, all within an underwater environment where manipulating objects is much harder than on land. Moreover, studies show these dolphins are selective about which sponges they use, favoring specific shapes and sizes that fit their snouts best. The presence of this learned, tool-based behavior in a marine mammal opens up important discussions about the evolution of intelligence. Dolphins, living in a completely different environment than primates or birds, have developed advanced cognitive skills in response to ecological needs, reinforcing the idea that intelligence takes many paths in nature. Ants building living bridges. While ants are often associated with instinctual, programmed behavior, their ability to solve spatial and logistical problems is surprisingly advanced. One of the most extraordinary examples is how army ants form living bridges with their own bodies. When facing gaps, these ants will link together, adjusting their positions to create a stable pathway for the rest of the colony to cross. This behavior isn't random or pre-coded, it involves real-time calculation and optimization. Ants will evaluate whether maintaining the bridge is more beneficial than dispersing. If traffic drops, the bridge dissolves; if it remains high, the ants reinforce it. They even optimize for efficiency by adjusting the length and angle of the bridge to reduce overall travel time. Researchers studying these formations found that ants use a kind of decentralized decision-making. No single ant is in charge, yet the group coordinates incredibly well, responding to environmental changes almost instantly. This form of collective intelligence is sometimes called swarm cognition, and it's been used as inspiration for algorithms in robotics and traffic control systems. The brilliance of this problem-solving lies in its simplicity and scale. Individually, an ant has limited cognitive power, but together they demonstrate complex reasoning and dynamic adaptation. It's a powerful reminder that intelligence doesn't always reside in a brain, it can emerge from interaction, cooperation, and shared purpose. Rats navigating mazes with memory. Rats are commonly used in laboratory settings, but their real-world intelligence often goes underappreciated. One of the most documented forms of problem-solving in rats is their ability to navigate mazes with efficiency and memory. When exposed to a maze multiple times, rats learn not just the layout but also remember shortcuts and dead ends, showing a capacity for spatial memory. This behavior is more than rote learning. Rats create mental maps of their surroundings, allowing them to adapt when obstacles are introduced. They don't just repeat learned paths, they reevaluate and reroute based on changes. In radial arm maze experiments, rats remember which arms they've already visited, avoiding them to maximize rewards. Studies have revealed that rats possess episodic-like memory, the ability to recall past experiences to inform future decisions. They remember what they did, where, and when, which is a foundational element of advanced cognition. This kind of memory allows them to solve puzzles, avoid traps, and even anticipate outcomes. Outside of the lab, rats exhibit similar behavior in urban environments. They locate food sources, identify escape routes, and avoid areas with previous threats. Their ability to assess risks, plan routes, and learn from experience makes them one of the most adaptable mammals on Earth, and one of the most persistent. Dogs solving social puzzles to please humans. Dogs are unique in that their intelligence has evolved alongside humans, resulting in a set of problem-solving skills tailored for social interaction. Unlike wolves, dogs are incredibly adept at interpreting human gestures, facial expressions, and tone of voice. One study found that dogs can follow a human's gaze or pointing gesture to locate hidden food, even when the cue is subtle. What's fascinating is how dogs solve problems not only independently but cooperatively. If a dog is faced with a puzzle it can't solve, it will often look at its owner for assistance, a behavior known as social referencing. This shows that dogs have learned to include humans in their problem-solving process, creating a form of cross-species collaboration. Dogs have also shown an ability to understand object permanence, the awareness that objects continue to exist even when out of sight. They can remember the location of hidden treats, learn how to manipulate latches, and even understand simple cause and effect scenarios when interacting with toys or containers. Their strong bond with humans has led dogs to develop emotional intelligence as well. They can read mood and intent, adjust their behavior based on reactions, and sometimes act preemptively to avoid scolding. This fusion of social intelligence and practical problem-solving makes dogs exceptional at navigating complex environments. Bees performing complex waggle dances. Bees may be tiny, but their method of solving the problem of communication is one of nature's most elegant feats. Honeybees perform a dance, literally called the waggle dance, to inform hive mates about the location of food sources. The angle, duration, and vibration of the dance convey direction, distance, and even quality of the nectar source. This form of symbolic communication is a solution to a major problem: how to efficiently share vital information in a large colony. Through this behavior, bees can recruit foragers and direct them to precise locations, sometimes several kilometers away. It's a system as efficient as GPS but powered entirely by movement and rhythm. In addition to dancing, bees use problem-solving strategies in the field. They can memorize flower patterns, learn from trial and error, and even demonstrate preferences for the shortest foraging paths, a phenomenon known as the traveling salesbee problem. They achieve this by evaluating routes and choosing the most energy-efficient ones over time. Bees also recognize when environmental conditions have changed and adapt their flight paths accordingly. Their brains are tiny, but the processing efficiency they exhibit is extraordinary. Their ability to encode, store, and act on symbolic information places them among the smartest of the insect world. Orangutans using leaves as umbrellas and gloves. Orangutans live in some of the most challenging rainforest environments and are known for their solitary yet ingenious ways of navigating life. One of their most notable problem-solving behaviors is their use of tools in everyday situations. They have been observed using leaves as umbrellas during rain, as gloves when climbing thorny trees, and even as napkins to wipe their faces. These behaviors are not instinctual, they are learned and refined over time. Young orangutans watch their mothers closely and mimic these acts, improving them with each generation. In some areas, specific tool traditions are passed down, such as using sticks to extract seeds from fruits or fishing for termites. This cultural transmission rivals that seen in humans and other great apes. In captivity and in the wild, orangutans also solve mechanical puzzles. They can dismantle locks, use stacked objects to reach bananas, and figure out how to manipulate objects to get treats. Their problem-solving is often characterized by patience, trial and error, and an understanding of mechanical relationships. What sets orangutans apart is their blend of practicality and creativity. They adapt tools to fit specific situations and often use the same object for multiple purposes. This flexible intelligence suggests a mind capable of abstraction and planning, traits once believed to be exclusive to humans. Pigeons recognizing themselves in mirrors and solving symbolic tasks. Pigeons might not seem like intellectual powerhouses, but their problem-solving abilities are surprisingly sophisticated. In controlled experiments, pigeons have been trained to distinguish between different artistic styles, such as Monet versus Picasso, and can even complete multi-step tasks to obtain a reward. But perhaps most impressively, some pigeons pass the mirror test, recognizing that their reflection represents themselves. This capacity for self-recognition is rare in the animal kingdom and often linked to high-order cognition. It implies an awareness of one's own body and position in space, something even some primates fail to grasp. Pigeons trained with mirrors and markers have pecked at a spot placed on their feathers only visible through a reflection, suggesting they understand the connection. In addition, pigeons excel at symbolic reasoning. They can learn to associate shapes with rewards, solve sequences, and even understand basic numerical concepts. Some pigeons have been taught to peck keys in response to specific patterns or solve tasks that require short-term memory and logical deduction. Their intelligence has made them useful in research on learning and cognition. Far from the image of a bird just pecking around city sidewalks, pigeons have shown cognitive versatility that rivals many mammals. Their success as urban survivors is likely due in part to this unexpected mental sharpness. Across the animal kingdom, from the ocean depths to buzzing hives and city rooftops, problem-solving emerges not as a rare talent but a widespread trait that takes many forms. Whether through tools, teamwork, or symbolic gestures, animals have proven time and again that intelligence is not exclusive to humans. These behaviors demonstrate reasoning, planning, and even cultural learning, reshaping our understanding of the animal mind. What makes these cases even more compelling is their diversity. A crow bending a wire into a hook is radically different from an ant forming a bridge or a dolphin using a sponge, yet each reveals a species adapting in brilliant ways to its environment. These are not just flukes of evolution, they are testaments to the adaptability of life under pressure. Understanding these unexpected ways animals solve problems doesn't just entertain us, it expands our moral and scientific view of the natural world. As we uncover more about how other species think, we must reconsider how we treat them, what rights they deserve, and what roles they play in our shared ecosystem. By learning how animals tackle the challenges they face, we're not just unlocking secrets of survival, we're also holding a mirror to ourselves. And sometimes, what we see reflected back is intelligence, persistence, and creativity that rivals our own.